Hey guys, it's Iman and we are back and we are going to be doing a review on Game of Thrones, this last episode, The Winds of Winter. This is the last review for the year, I guess, because we won't be back until next year. So this is actually really sad. I will say, right off the bat, this was a perfect, beautiful episode. The best, and I think I said this on the live discussion I did on JVS channel. This is, for me, in my opinion, the best episode of a television series ever. It's absolutely breathtaking from start to finish. The last two episodes, oh my god, I mean, they gave us everything we've wanted. I mean, from season 1, they took Ned Stark from us, like the most noble, pure, good person, and they killed him. And then that's when we realized no one was safe. And then we realized, especially if you're a good person, you're probably gonna die in the show. And the last two episodes just gave us everything we've been hoping for 6 years. We've been waiting for this moment. I want to start off with the music score in the beginning of this episode. You know, it starts out completely different, and then the tone is totally changed because of the music. But yeah, the score comes on, they walk through the set. It's beautiful, eerie. We see Pycelle. You know, it's out with the old, in with the new, completely. Everyone, all of the old characters, literally. But, you know, people who have been there from season 1 and season 2 are wiped out. And now we have a new, you know, a new kingdom, a new reign, which is obviously Cersei. But Pycelle getting killed was pretty great, which I know that sounds evil, but you know, he's an evil person. Let's just, he's evil, and I don't know why people don't realize that. Like, he's a bad person, and I know people are making jokes about him not paying the whore. You know, it's just one of those things that it was like, finally, you know, explosion of the wildfire and the way it's like a medieval time bomb with the candles set up. It was so awesome. And the sad part is Marjorie, because she did play the game very well, and she genuinely was a good person, but she still was like, she had her conniving moments of you're not sure, but she was a good person. So that was sad. But like I said, I hated the High Sparrow, and people were saying, well, why? He's a good person. He's like, but he's not. Like, he did a lot of evil things. Like, just because you believe in God or a God, just, it's like the whole Melisandre thing, where, you know, Davos is like, you know, your God is evil. He wants you to burn children alive. That's not a God you want to serve, you know? This is something I want to point out, because I applauded her. I don't care for Cersei. I hated her all the way up until the last season, because so many bad things started happening to her. And you know, you can just feel for her, the way they walked her down, and the whole shame. And before that, her, you know, just being in the prison, like, that's crazy. They cut her hair. People are literally throwing their feces at her, and God knows what else, you know? No one deserves that. Like, nobody deserves that. Game of Thrones is it's all about the moral compass all over the place. Like, it's a gray area. No one is actually good or evil. Everyone has their moments. I just feel like lately there's been a lot of people who get really hurt easily, and want to be like, oh, you pointed this out, or you're cheering for Cersei, oh, you're an evil person. But I think it's just, most people cheered for Cersei because it was really cool. What she did was amazing. She cleared out the whole sept, like the High Sparrow, like that whole religious, all those fanatics are gone in one easy swoop of an explosion. And, you know, she got the last laugh for now, and I applaud her for that. So who thinks of that? It was so awesome. Then, you know, Tommen falls out the window, and that was, I don't know, sad. It was sad. I mean, anybody who dies is sad, but like, again, most people were like laughing about that, and I think it's more of just the filming, how it was filmed. I think suicide is not funny, and I think that people know that. Like, even though we laughed or we were amused that the kid died, which sounds horrible, but you know, it's Game of Thrones. Like, we've seen worse, and people have cheered for that. But it was just like, it was kind of just so weird, like random out of the blue, just him like falling. It was just, you know. The next part is Arya. That was so great to watch. It's almost like the Red Wedding all over again, of like not knowing what was gonna happen and this shock. And they did that. I actually did not expect it to be Arya. I still thought it was like Jaime who was behind it, like, because him and Walder Frey had some choice words, you know. And then obviously Arya takes off the mask, the face, and it's her, and so amazing. It was so great. Frown lines. Oh, stop it. I'm gonna get more frown lines. Oh, stop. This is my favorite part of the episode. And there were so many great moments that I feel like you can't have a favorite, but I do. And that was the Tower of Joy scene when we finally see Lyanna Stark and Ned Stark, and we're like, yes, Jon Snow is a Stark by blood. And it was amazing to see that, because the way they did it too, with they showed Jon as a baby, and then it pans to Jon now. I'm gonna cry again. Oh Lord. It was so beautiful. Like, that moment, and like I've seen, and I'm a fan of reaction videos. Before I started doing this, I loved watching them, and I went to several, and you know, grown men were tearing up at that because it's just so beautiful. We've waited for years, and especially the book readers, to just see, I guess, like, especially on screen, this happening, and they executed it perfectly. I could not think of a better way to show that. His father is Rhaegar Targaryen, and which makes him half Stark, half Targaryen, and we didn't hear the name, but obviously it is because she does say, like, protect him from Robert, and Robert only wanted to kill Targaryen, so it just doesn't make sense for it to be a random person. Lord keep, you know, say, well, he's still a bastard. We don't know. We don't know. They could have got married at some point. Yes, he was still married to Elia Martell, but anything is possible, and I think that they're gonna lead up to that, I think. So people think that Dany and Jon are gonna get married. I don't think so. I don't think Dany is going to be on the Iron Throne. Be Jon in the end. I think, and look, I've not read the books, but I know that they're called A Song of Ice and Fire. That's Jon Snow. That's not Dany and Jon marrying. Jon is a mixture of ice and fire, right? Like, who he is, and he's the prince who was promised, and it's him. It's all about him. It's always been about him. And if they end up changing it, that sucks. But I think that's the most beautiful thing. I think that Dany will be a huge asset because she's a conqueror. She's strong. She's got dragons. She's very good at persuading people to follow her. And unless she somehow turns villainous, because she kind of has that bloodline of crazy, so. But we've got Jon, and this is the thing about Jon, the difference between the two. And the reason I want him only, and only him, on the Iron Throne is because he's Ned Stark. He took after Ned. That is his dad, you know, that was his father. And Ned is a noble man, a good man, and the only good man, I think, in Game of Thrones. And then comes Jon. Jon has not been evil. Like, he hasn't done anything evil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he has ever blatantly hurt anybody. Mormont, the MVP of the episode, she said everything I wanted to say. So awesome. He, you know, riles everyone up, and then we've got like Lord Glover, and he stands up and he says, you know, forgive me, I didn't come through for you, blah 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 blah. And you hear what Jon said?
And ask forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive, my lord.
That makes me want to cry. Like, what king, what person would say that? Like, he just wiped the slate clean. I don't see Dany doing something like that, you know. I feel like she's more fierce, which isn't a bad or negative, that's her. But Jon has that nobleness, that humbleness. He's a king. He definitely is. And people have said he's been out of it. Well, you know, he's changed. Things change when you come back from being dead. He's the king of the north. But he eventually will be on the Iron Throne and no one can stop him. Yeah, Lady Mormont is amazing. Davos was amazing. Liam Cunningham killed it in that scene. Dany is finally on the water. She's finally going to Westeros. She's got Varys, she's got Tyrion, Grey Worm, Theon Greyjoy, Yara, the Dothraki, the people from Dorne. She's got, Tyrion. Did I say Tyrion? Missandei is there, and it's just, she's got the whole crew except Dario, which, nope, stay back in Marine. She's on her way with her dragons, and that was a beautiful ending. We're finally moving forward. We've been waiting for years. We're going. No more waiting. Next season is going to be crazy, 100%. I don't know how they can top it, but they're definitely going to top it. So, I think that's pretty much about all I want to say, because this is really long. I'm gonna have to cut it. But I'm gonna make a separate video talking about Jaime and Cersei, and if Jaime will be the Queen Slayer. So please check that out. And thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for the new subscribers and the people who've been supportive of us. And we appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed our silly skit that we did. It was just for fun. And I love you guys. So